Good episode going on
There we
today.
go.
Good episode
There we
today.
go.
Appreciate everybody for tapping back in. It's your boy G along with Alec in another episode of 1600. Appreciate everybody for tapping back in. Make sure you subscribe to the show. You guys are watching on YouTube. Appreciate all the love. Continue to show love on all platforms as well. There's a lot of good stuff coming to you guys each week. So good stuff on that front. Before we jump into all our talks about LA and what's going on across all of the landscape, first things first, show me the money.
Yeah. You already got your money, man. Relax.
I don't know how I did it. I don't know how it happened.
I don't know. You were claiming you lost before you won, so I don't know.
But I'll take the dub. My team won our fantasy championship. I don't know how we pulled it off. Nick, who I faced in the final round, had to lose a couple of guys in his games in order to pull it off.
You must have had some voodoo dolls going at your house.
So, listen, man, a win's a win. I tipped the cap early. He had Anthony Davis and Anthony Edwards and Draymond all playing. They all started falling under in the last week. I was like, hey, that's tough. I'll take the dub. So, hey, good stuff there. Appreciate my boys stepping up as they needed to. Wnba for MVP. I'm glad I'm on the right side of history. And, yeah, I definitely appreciate that little extra prize money I'm putting on. I might be putting on a prize later on today. So, good stuff there. Any words in defeat, Alec, you want to share?
I see you're putting the prize money to bad use there with the prize picks.
Putting it where it's supposed to go.
No, man. I mean, I got that third spot. You know, I'm not happy about it. I felt like I let it slip away this year, and of course I had a couple of injuries there. But you know, that's how the cookie crumbles. So. I would say may the best man win, but this year you won.
He did. He did. I appreciate that.
But it was a good season. It was good. It was more competitive. We had like 6 teams fighting for the playoffs this year.
Yeah, absolutely great season. We'll continue to have more fun stuff going on. Excited for the football season once that comes around. Yeah, we'll keep you guys involved in all the fantasy stuff going on as things play out. But somewhat to a serious point, tying in what went on here, as I mentioned in the championship, part of the reason why Nick lost, by you guys can see there by 7 points, was because he was out on a guy. Anthony Davis went down in that game on Sunday with an eye injury, which caused him to miss the remainder of that matchup and led to Laker fans to have some caution during this final stretch of the regular season about his health right now, as well as LeBron. LeBron caught a little bit of a flu, or I don't know what he was that he caught, but almost missed last game. But was able to suit up. But we still fell short in that matchup versus the Warriors just a couple of days ago. How you feel about the Lakers right now? This is your tagline. Do the Lakers want to win? How you feel about them as they go into this final couple games of the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I asked that question, do the Lakers want to win? Because they were in prime position to snag potentially a 7th spot. Last night, the Kings lost a game, and then we saw the Clippers without Kawhi and Harden were able to get a pretty nice win on the road against the Suns. So knocked off the 2 of the teams that are sitting right above us and what could have put us in prime position to try to snag that 7th spot and maybe jump out of the position where we now are going to have to win 2 games in a play-in to get that 8th seed. So, yeah, my question, do they want to win? I know LeBron was a little bit under the weather and was kind of fighting through that. And I think he passed it on to AD because AD missed the game and had headaches and nausea. So I know our 2 stars were a bit banged up and one not there. But even beyond just the players, like Darvin Ham, some of the rotation, like some of the lineups, not even in just this game, but the game before, I was like, dude, like we've got no scorers, creators like on the floor. Like, maybe you feel like Dinwiddie is capable of holding down the fort, but
like an option.
We have better offensive options, or not enough to where you can just have D'Lo and LeBron and like Reeves off the floor, like all at one point. Like, you need at least, if you're not going to have LeBron on the floor, like D'Lo and Reeves, I think like need to be out there to help create offense, but.
Somewhat
a bit of staggering. I think we could benefit from. I know he's like trying to incorporate Gabe Vincent out there too. Like he's seen some minutes, but yeah, it was like it feels like we're not humming the way we should be. Like when you want to be trending towards the playoffs and chemistry at an all-time high and rotations figured out and all that. So that was why I had the question there. Do the Lakers want to win?
There's still too much time of experimentation going on right now. And I know we'll talk about, I guess, trying to this question. The Lakers feel like they can flip a switch in the playoffs and that in the right matchups, things can turn up. But even before getting there, we still want to make sure we are in proper position to make runs to do so. And winning games right now can go a long way. With that, it seems like I know guys are getting healthy still. We're trying to get more guys ingratiated in regards to Gabe Vincent and AD's in and out of the lineup and things like that. But even still, with the goal being to win games, just to use the lines that you know to work. So why we won't see more of the lines that we know to work, having the D'Lo, Reeves backcourt with more with more Rui and LeBron in the front court, and then kind of rotating that third. Sometimes we put Torian in that spot, and he played good at times last night, but they didn't quite click as we needed to fully get the win. But there's still a lot of bouncing around. There was a moment where the game was close again against the Warriors, and he put out a lineup that was like, I think it was like Gabe, D'Lo, Reeves, I think it was Torian and LeBron, and there wasn't. And though the Warriors are a small squad themselves, the mesh wasn't right for the Lakers either to capitalize. I think the Warriors ended up going on the run themselves while that line was in. So the time for experimenting is now over. Stick with what works, and within that, make small adjustments and add one guy into the mix in regards to Gabe Vincent as he's getting himself into it. But don't really bring out new lineups right now that you think could work, because we need to just stick with what is going good so we can get wins, so we can continue to climb up the standings and make the run that we believe we can. So I think we want to win. I think they have this mindset of the switch in the playoffs as of last year, but we shouldn't bank on that so much that we sacrifice wins as we're doing right now. So it's a interesting spot.
I think the sense of urgency too. Like I don't really feel that. Like I said, I know seeking to get guys like enmeshed in the offense once again, like Gabe Vincent and hopefully Vanderbilt at some point too. But it feels like you said, too much like experimenting still going on, tweaking still going on. Guys should kind of have their defined roles and know them, and be seeking to excel at them at this point of the season. And it doesn't feel like we necessarily have that going. So a little bit of a concern, seeing as though it's looking like we're going to be kind of firmly in that 9 or 10 spot and going to need to win to get into the playoffs.
With that being the case, is AD's health right now a cause for concern as we get into these games, the play-in and all of that? Are you worried about how we'll be able to hold up for this final stretch and into the playoffs?
I'm not too particularly worried about that, especially because like the last thing, it was more of a
freak incident.
Yeah, that a freak incident, but also like just under the weather too, as far as him missing this last game. If he needs to throw in the goggles like me and get out there with them, that's fine. I don't mind that, but I think he'll be fine in terms of his body hold. He's held up tremendously throughout this entire season. I know that hasn't been the trend for him in previous years, but he's held up, and he's been our most consistent player for this season, as we've given him praise. So I'm not too worried about the health. Obviously, like freak things do happen, but I think it's more so just the lack of consistency for the team as a whole. I think, as you said, like they are banking on being able to kind of flip the switch a bit, but would like to see them coming into the playoffs or play in with the momentum.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what they can do to get back on track as we believe that they will. But for right now, the spot is what it is. We just pulled up the standings a minute ago and see we're pretty much set at that. We're in the playing range for sure, and we're going to stay around that 9 or 10 spot. Any chance we jump up to 8? You think we can make a move a little bit higher, or the 9 spots where we're going to fall?
I mean, there is a chance we could jump up to 8 just because the Kings haven't been playing like exceptional basketball really all year. Like they're kind of up and down. Great offense, bad defense. So like there is a shot where they could get to that 8 spot where there's 3 games left for the Kings and 2 for us. So it's definitely possible that they could snag the 8. Suns playing the Clippers again tonight, so if the Clippers could do us another favor and beat them again, maybe they could get as high as 7. But I think 8 is probably the most realistic.
Yep.
As far as jumping up,
Eight would be great because that would avoid us having to play 2 games, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And for the 7 and 8 seed, only
Or
play
having to
one
win 2
playing
games.
game.
You only need to win one.
Only need to win one of 2 to secure a spot. So we'd love to have that be the case and hope that pans out. As we do each, we will look at what.
Oh, looks like you bounced yourself out. I don't know if the Wi-Fi cut off or something.
Lost you for a second. My bad.
Did you do that, or did it accidentally?
I pressed something by accident. Hold on.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so as I was saying,
too.
my bad. Huh?
You're good.
Hold on, let me do this also. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, as you see here, we're at the 9th spot, and as we do each week, we'll look at our weekend review and see where we're at. The last games we have of the regular season are versus the Grizzlies on Friday and the Pelicans on Sunday. By this time next week, Alec, how will we be looking heading into the play-in tournament?
By this time next week, I believe they will take care of business against the Grizzlies. That shouldn't be a litmus test, but if they play kind of wishy-washy in that game, I think that's more cause for concern.
Correct.
Pelicans game is a tough competitive game, but it's another game where I think they should take care of business. Pelicans have been struggling a little bit without BI. As great as they had been playing, that injury has hurt them. So I think these are 2 games that the Lakers need to win, and I believe they will. I'm gonna say they win both of those.
Yeah, I think we win both as well. I think also with the Pelicans sitting just above playing range, correct? I think just having them both wanting to have a final good game heading into the playoffs, I think that'll be a good test for both squads. I'll be happy to see us get the victory in that, as I agree with both. We're going to win both these final games of the regular season. So good high hopes for our squad. Hope that the switch that they believe that they have is real and they turn up as need be in this final stretch. We'll be back to talk about the play-in once it's stamped and our spot is set. But for now, looking forward to these final games of the regular season. And what are your final thoughts with other regular season, with that being the case? Just how you feel about the season as how it played out?
Yeah, I mean, kind of an up and down season, right? We saw the extreme highs of them winning the in-season tournament, which feels like it was another season ago at this point, with how early in the year that was. So we saw the Lakers' ability to really turn up and rise to the occasion for the higher leverage moments, even though it was, of course, still regular season games.
Yep.
And so we saw the high highs, but then we also saw low lows of them right after that, going on losing streaks and just seeking to find their footing.
Yep.
Season was kind of riddled with injuries. There weren't injuries to the stars, though, so you can kind of diminish that, especially if you're not a Lakers fan. You kind of maybe laugh at the Lakers fans who say we weren't healthy, but they were missing guys who we thought would be major contributors, like Vanderbilt, like Gabe Vincent, and others for a little bit. So I think that hurt the continuity a bit, and that hurt Darvin's maybe ability to find those lineups that work, and we're still suffering from that. But the season as a whole, I felt like they were a 500 basketball team. They've kind of turned it on later, and as the schedule got a little easier, this end of March, beginning of April, they've taken care of business in those games they should win. So credit to them for doing that. I guess they're not just a 500 basketball team. They've been a little better than that. But it's a loaded West, and in this very competitive West, they don't strike me as the best team in the West, nor second best team. I think we're still kind of banking on the star power of LeBron and AD to carry us, and just guys along the fringes to step up in moments. And it's possible, but we're gonna have to see if they're capable of doing it.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that assessment of the season, and we'll see how it plays out in the postseason. For what we got for our 82 games that we got in regular season, just a full test of patience yet again. It's a squad that we saw last year can be upper echelon when they want to be, but we don't know if they always want to be. Also, when sometimes when they want to flip that switch, they always aren't able to as they would like because of injuries and all else that goes on, just as a result of them dealing with the age and just health situations that they continue to deal with. So, it's been a interesting one for sure. Tested the patience heavily, but still, there's a light at the end of the tunnel somehow still. So we keep chugging along and hoping for the best as things continue to play out. So, very excited for what's going to go on in the playoffs. We'll have more talk about it as things get closer to it. But for now, that is it in regards to the serious stuff with the Lakers right now. For those tuning into this part, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you show the LA Sports Report. We'll see you guys soon with more content each week, talking about all the things going on across LA. So good stuff on the serious side in regards to what's going on with the Lakers. Going to the fun side, I'll do something first real quick that caught my attention in the last couple of days, worthy of a quick discussion. We just saw the breaking news in regards to Coach Cal moving to Arkansas, going to Arkansas, leaving Kentucky, and there are a lot of people trying to speculate who will be the next coach. They just talked. I think they've interviewed the Baylor coach, and other people are in the mix that surely could be serviceable for that squad to maintain their level that they've been at for the last decade under Coach Cal. But a name that's been thrown out there who will be a new name, who will be a fun name, and tied to the Lakers, he was with us recently and won a championship. Rajon Rondo's name has been being brought up a lot in regards to being the next guy at Kentucky. He's a Kentucky alum and played there prior to Coach Cal, but stuck around after graduating and has continued to show his Kentucky pride. And it was floated by Boogie Cousins recently on the Bully Ball podcast, I believe that was, alongside Rachel Nichols and others. He thought that he'd be a good fit. And that name, I mean, it makes sense to me in a way, just in regards to he may not fully have the experience. And I know that in college basketball, it's a little bit different than the pros because there's so many other things going on behind the scenes in regards to LA NIL now these days and transfer portals and just how you coach kids in comparison to the pros. But Rajon Rondo has expressed his desire to coach on a few occasions now, and he talked about how he's waited to coach while he's being alongside his daughter, who I believe is going up and is a very good volleyball player and might be going to Kentucky. I think I read that right, and if so, if not, my apologies. But is moving up the ranks and is going on with her career. So when she goes to college and he has a little more room to operate as he can pass the baton to somebody else to continue to coach her as he would like, he might get into the coaching stuff on the basketball side, and Kentucky might be a spot for him. Jokingly, LeBron has said a couple of times now, once he gets his Vegas squad, Rajon Rondo is going to be the first person he calls to be his coach. So people around the league, or at least LeBron does it, but we know how LeBron talks sometimes, sees that Rondo could be a good coach. And if he really wants to do it, I think Kentucky right now, in the midst of college basketball changing and this landscape adjusting as it is, showing himself to be the brilliant mind that he is, I think could fit in Kentucky. And I'm for it, to be honest with you. What do you think?
Yeah, I echoed that he's a brilliant basketball mind. Even in just some of those short clips, I think it was the same pod where they were just asking him like how he would approach like guarding Jokic if he was an NBA coach and that kind of thing, and just his breakdown and explanation of the X's and O's and just how he thinks the game is a lot different than, of course, how the casual fan would, but even different than how the typical NBA player does. I know, like in that Lakers locker room, he was a huge asset for them in that 2020 run, as alluded to, and was able to kind of scheme up like the other opposing teams' offenses and figure out ways to penetrate them. Between him and LeBron and Frank Vogel, they were able to really like put their heads together and kind of figure out the ways to break down their opponents systematically throughout that run. So I think he'd be a phenomenal coach. And I don't know that Kentucky would do that right off the bat with him like having no coaching experience, but and it being a blue blood like it is, but with him having the ties there, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up coaching there at some point. Yeah,
I've gotten into a couple arguments with a cousin a couple of times. A couple of my cousins just talking about it because they are a little bit more in depth in college basketball and what's going on that level. And they the coaching on college basketball, that's what like I mentioned with NIL and transfer portals and all this stuff going on. This is a very different kind of game compared to the pros, where you can go to the pros and surround yourself with veteran coaches. We've seen a couple of times now with some first-time coaches, and it could work a little bit better because there's also the pros that know what they're doing. Comparison to the college level too. So we'll see how it plays out. It may not be realistic right now, obviously, I know, because of just the level that Kentucky wants to remain at and the unknowns that will be surrounding Rajon Rondo if he gets together with the job. But if his name can be thrown in the hat, I'll take that and salute him for even being in discussion. So we'll see what moves they make in that regard. I just want to mention that as something that caught my eye in the last couple of days. So Another one fun thing to talk about right there. On the other side, I wanted to get to a lot of talk been going on recently about J. Cole. A lot of talk been going on about Kendrick and Drake and all this rap beef going on across the land. And I just wanted to try to find a way to tie this into some NBA comps as we get into the playoffs and all of that. I thought it'd be a fun thing to try to do. So real quick, I guess how do I want to present this? So my NBA comps for J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake right now. First off, as you guys see pictured here, J. Cole, the person that I had the team that I had put together.
Wait, hold on. Was this before or after he apologized?
I don't know if I want to. Well, I'll try. Let me see how I explain this. So my comp for that was a picture. Hold on. I'm gonna get this right for y'all because I had a fun talking with my cousin about this. I lost the picture. Hold on. Okay, so here we go. So, as I said, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake are the talk of the land right now. I want to find a way to tie it into NBA terms. I had a fun time doing it. So, presenting to y'all my NBA comps. J. Cole in NBA terms right now is to me are the Celtics, and let me explain. They are the team that put up a lot of numbers, and people view them as a top tier team. People believe that they should be one of the best, if not the best, right now. But they don't always deliver as you would like them to, as you've seen in past years. Also, as we've seen a couple of times, jokingly, people have talked about how they've been put to sleep a couple of times, and all that. In that regard, that's one way to look at it. Another way we've seen a couple of times, people have joked about Jason Tatum. I was texting Kobe after the game. I got you today. And J. Cole and Jason Tatum let down Kobe. J. Cole let down Nas. You see where I'm going here? So I think that the Celtics right now are the NBA's version of J. Cole. We'll see if they deliver this time, and instead of apologizing, they follow through and get the job done as we hope. But we've seen in the past where they had the chance to deliver and be cemented as a top dog and haven't quite executed as we hope. So in NBA terms, J. Cole right now is the Boston Celtics. Going on from there on the
hold on. One, I like the analogy. What if it was just one player from the Celtics? Who would you pick?
I guess it would be Jason Tatum. Then, if that's the case.
That's what I was thinking.
A guy who we all view as top tier, a guy that should be elite, a guy that should be the face of the game right now, but for whatever reason keeps getting passed up by other folks or isn't quite viewed as highly as he should. So yeah, I think Jason Tatum is a good comp for J. Cole.
You know why it's a great comp too? Because I think just last year he was saying like Giannis is the greatest player in the league, and then this year he got interviewed. He's like, I think I'm the best. Then this year he was like, I think I'm the best. So now you got Cole saying, I think I'm the big three, like we started the league, and then he's apologizing now. So
Jason, don't grow that hair out. keep that line as you have it. Don't play around and go full J. Cole. Keep it right where it is.
Of course, they got the light skin connection too. So.
But I think the Celtics are the NBA's J. Cole right now, and we'll continue to add on to that. The NBA's version of Kendrick right now, on the flip side, I think is clearly the Denver Nuggets, right?
Is that Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic. And don't miss Jokic right now. He's kind of on the roll. You know what? Don't say his name. Leave him alone. When he chooses, he knows when to step up. When he goes up against other top talent, he shows that he's still the top dog. Another pun on, whatever. But anyways,
I get you.
But yeah, Jokic shows that he clearly is ahead of everybody else. And people love his style. People keep trying to say, oh, maybe Embiid's better than him, and maybe somebody else is better than him. And he shows up and delivers when most needed to, as Kendrick does with his albums, as many folks believe. As you guys see, I have one of his behind me now, and I'm a big fan of his work. So as I'm a fan of Jokic and what he does as well. So thoughts on Jokic and Kendrick being a comparison in NBA right now?
That's a good one. It also made me think like J. Cole could be Embiid as well. But yeah, I think that's a good one because even just with that Embiid like comparison, like Jokic has always like showed up in those like Philly Denver matchups, and J. Cole or Embiid never does.
Right.
So I think that's a good comp because he is kind of, you call Kendrick the boogeyman right now.
Well, he's saying is one of his sayings, don't say the Candyman or whatever. So
it's slightly different only because like I don't think people really like NBA players. Some of these NBA players don't seem to like fear him like they should because he's clearly like shown to be the best player these last like few years. But it seems like still like he doesn't quite always get all the respect like that he should.
Sure.
And so maybe that is kind of like Kendrick as well
You
too.
go back and forth with Kendrick all the time. Sometimes they love him, sometimes they hate him. Sometimes
Right.
he's the weird dude, whatever. It's like
People,
they can make up their minds. So yeah, I think that all matches up. I
people
can try to
suddenly
stretch.
sometimes are trying to like go at To Pimp a Butterfly, even though that's
It's
been
like
called one of the best albums of all time.
it's like
So
the run we see Jokic doing is one of the greatest of all time. There's no denying that. Folks are going to try to say that it's not, but we see what it is. Same with Kendrick. We know what our ears are telling us, and that he really is one of the best. So yeah, I think Kendrick and the Nuggets are a good comp right now. And then going on from there, that would make Drake. To me,
I'm very interested in this.
there are teams that are a little bit higher up in the standings that could fly, but to me, I think it's too fitting for them to be the Lakers.
Yeah,
it has to be the team that is top tier, but doesn't always execute at top tier. People debate if all his albums are classic or not. Lakers are top tier team potentially, but are sitting at 9 in the standings right now because they don't always show up for games and all of that. But you don't. They always threat about flipping the switch, just like Drake might flip the switch on somebody and finally level up. I think that those two go hand in hand. So I can even pull out another stretch as someone who wanted to go to Drake's tour a couple of times. He didn't show up, and just another gripe. But we see the Lakers sometimes don't show up when most called upon. But either way, yeah, I think Drake is the Lakers are NBA's version of Drake right now. You agree?
Yeah, there's been the Drake LeBron comps, of course, for years too. Just
of course,
with him kind of being at the top of the league, and then of course they get on the shop together and have that conversation where Drake sounded like he was his son or something. That was a strange one, but no, I think this is a decent comp as well too. I think with the news that we kind of got from Joe Budden that a nuclear song might be on the way.
Yeah, he might press that button. LeBron can press that button sometimes too.
That red button. Yeah. So if that's true, like it's a similar thing to where we've been talking about the Lakers, right? Like they're kind of banking on being able to flip the switch and turn it on. So maybe both of them, Drake is banking on, like I got this in my bag kind of thing. Maybe LeBron and the Lakers are thinking the same thing with the playoff run.
Hopefully they both actually deliver. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was very fitting. So fun stuff with those three. I have J.Cole, Kendrick, Drake. Those are the main ones. I wanted a fourth one because they kind of riled up everybody to lead to this moment anyways. And my version, also, we have Metro and Future that are in this mix right now as well. So there's a third. Kind of instigators, the ones who
Patrick Beverly.
Even beyond instigation, these two are viewed as a dynamic duo. They're on a great run right now. Some people say that they're the best right now, but some folks are saying it's a hot moment and will be past when the summertime comes, whatever the case may be. So there's two options. I'll let you pick. On one side, they could be Kawhi and PG, two guys who people view Future and say people always talk about Future being the GOAT, and people can get beg to differ about that. People say Paul George is the GOAT. Sometimes we've seen kids say that, regardless of what the stats may fully say, and all of that. And then Kawhi at times has shown he has been top tier, but hasn't always delivered as we would have hoped. But we know what his talent can be. And Metro has always shown himself to be elite as well. Trying to stretch for a tie there, but just saying we see how that can mesh. The other one I was going to mention, another squad who somewhat instigators, somewhat has to our point about Future kind of flipping on Drake right now. So you kind of see someone going that was partnered with Drake or someone partnered with LeBron before. Now on the other side, we got Kyrie and Luka. You got those two as well, as those two are putting together things right now. They got good chemistry and are playing well and could be a real threat to a lot of these top squads, the same way that Metro and Future are on the run they are right now, and could end up surprising some folks as they're on the run that they are. So your choice. Are they more Clippers or are they more Mavs?
I see both those comparisons. I kind of like how you talked about, like, some people view Paul George as the GOAT because some people view Future as the GOAT too. And you can make an argument like with the discography and the production over the years, but most people wouldn't say, like most hip hop heads probably wouldn't say that, but you can make the argument. So like That's a good comparison with PG there. I don't know if I see Kawhi with
I say it was a stretch.
yeah.
Gotta make things fit sometimes.
I see these. I'll raise you with another one. Just off the top of my head, I can kind of see Draymond and Steph here.
Go ahead.
I think Draymond's a ceiling raiser, and that's how I feel about Metro. Like just Metro on his own, he makes a great beat. He's still probably a solid player, but he needs kind of the artist with him to elevate those beats, which are already great. So having that with Future, who is talked about like one of the greats and meshes perfectly well with his game. They have the great symmetry when they play together. I think that's a good comparison with them too. Like they can each do their thing, especially Future on his own can like really do his thing, and we've seen Steph be able to do it. But together, I think they're a great combination. So I would go Steph.
I'm not mad at that. We're doing this for fun. I ain't here to argue with you. All those work. We'll just see what fans have to say about that. But I want to throw that out there in the midst of all this beef going on. I thought it'd be fun to try to tie into NBA in some kind of way. So we'll see how that plays. Do you have a winner in this fight? Who you leaning for, both in the NBA and in the rap beef? Which way are you leaning towards?
I guess we got Celtics, Lakers, Nuggets, and Warriors.
Technically, the Celtics are out in that comp, but for NBA terms, they're still in it. So your call on that one.
I mean, if we do it a 1-for-1, I think the Nuggets are going to win. So I think Kendrick.
Here we go again.
I mean, apparently, like we said, Drake's got a song on the way, but he also said Kendrick's got one on the way too. So the red button might be coming, but he might have the final say, kind of how Push did. So it might just go that way. It might go, what's it called? Yeah. If the Lakers are Drake, they might make that run to the Western Conference Finals again, but top dog gets that final say. So I can see that happening for sure.
I think I roll the same way, but either way, I just want to see good matchups. I want to see everybody put their best foot forward. I guess mine's the one that bowed out in rap terms, but on the NBA side, everybody show up and execute as they need to, and I hope we get a very fun playoffs. And on this side, I hope we get safe, fun, clean. I don't know about clean, but I hope the rap beef stays just music, and looking forward to all this on the way, and we'll see what tracks are on the way shortly. So this is a fun thing I want to throw out there for you and see what to say, and very excited to see what fans have to say about that as well. So good stuff with that. More fun content for you guys coming each week on LA Sports Report. Make sure to subscribe to the show for those watching right now. So good stuff with them. Going back to some seriousness, we talked about Kawhi and PG kind of being Metro and Future right now, but in real terms right now, I want to talk about where they're sitting in the standings. The Clippers are trying to find their way still in the Western Conference. They had some highs and they had some lows. We saw a good game just yesterday when they played versus the Suns. They're playing the Suns again tonight, and that game will be done by the time you guys see this. How you feel with the Clippers right now as they wrap up their regular season, Alec?
Yeah, I think they just solidified that 4 spot last night with the win over the Suns. So that was great to see. Just in terms of, to your question, the overall season, similar to how I talked about the Lakers, we've seen the extreme highs and lows. I think the highs have been higher than maybe any other team in the league, though. Honestly, like I think the Nuggets are a better team and have been playing better as of late. The Celtics, of course, have been dominant in that Eastern Conference, but that stretch of 30 games that the Clippers ran off, man, they looked like the best team in the league. And as you've talked about, like we did have them as title contender just because of how well they were playing. It's hard to see them as title contender now, but just in terms of the grading the overall season, like I think it's probably a B plus. I think it was closer to a solid A. But when we've seen probably the last 15 or 20 games or so where ugliness of James Harden and his features have started to arise in terms of calling out people within the organization, and kind of stirring up dissent there. Like this is his 4th team in 4 years, right? So we've seen kind of his track record, and it started to rear its ugly head a little bit in terms of on the floor too. The defensive attention to detail and effort has not been there for him. and so I think that's kind of hurt this Clippers team, as well as the injury to Russ and just figuring out the getting through slumps and stuff for Paul George and then Kawhi getting a little banged up towards the end. So I think they trailed off a bit, and I'd probably give them like a B+ on the season. But I think overall it was still a very good showing for them, and I think they can kind of find that momentum a little bit as they played with great pace and energy last night with Russ starting. I think they can use some of that going into the playoffs.
In that game just last night versus the Suns, not by the time you guys watched, it's the first game, not the second game that just happened. In the first game where they were up big, they were up by damn near 30 plus, or they were up 30 plus in that game, and got down to I think almost 8 or 6 at one point, and then they separated again. Does that gap being closed give you any cause for concern for the matchup tonight as we're about to play, and just in regards to how they're able to maintain their dominance or just poise in the playoffs as well?
Not really cause for concern, because I think it is easy. It's kind of human nature to let your foot off the gas a little bit when you are up as huge as they were.
30 points, though?
No, not the full 30. That's not what I'm saying. I just think it is like human nature to let go of the rope a bit. The reason I'm not concerned, like as a whole, is because they were doing this without Kawhi and Harden as well too. Like they were doing this without two of their main guys, and Russ, who's really been playing like 18 minutes a night. Stepped into the starting role and gave us a 16, 15, and 15 game. Terrence Mann was playing really good ball. Zubac was playing really well. And I think part of why they let go of the rope, too, was that they weren't playing Zubac as much, and so didn't really have that rim protection. Like later in the second half, they kind of went small ball, and it hurt them defensively a bit. But I wouldn't be like concerned that they let go of the rope. I think part of why they were up that big too is because the Suns were missing shots that they can make. But the Clippers were like making it harder on them to make those shots. So I will credit the Clippers for that too. But in terms of the game tonight, Russ is out for this one too. So I do think the Suns have a serious edge in this one if they're not sitting anyone, because it's going to be Russ, Paul George, and Kawhi, and I think Harden. I think all 4 of them are out actually tonight. So it's looking like a Bones Highland masterclass is the only way that they potentially get the win tonight. So, or Norm Powell going for 40 or something like that. But it's looking like the Suns are going to get the better end of the second of the back-to-back. But that's a steal of a win for them last night. So I think they did their job getting that win already.
Got it. So we'll see how things go. As you see, we're the final stretch here with some good matchups. As you already pointed out as well, the standings are pretty set in regards to them being locked in at that 4 spot. How you feel about them going up against the Mavericks in the first round? The Mavericks playing well right now, also winning 4 straight themselves, 9-1 in the past 10 games, as you see, and Luka and Kyrie establishing that chemistry. We talked about in our J.Cole, Kendrick, Drake comps that both these squads are kind of the unknown squads in the midst of this season right now, and they could be top tier potentially, or they could be done earlier, just with them having to both match up in these playoffs. So where does your confidence lie in that matchup between the Clippers and Mavericks?
Yeah, I feel like I think I maybe said my confidence was at like a 7 or something for the Clippers. In that matchup specifically, I think it slightly goes down to like a 6. Like I still give them the slight edge in the matchup, but the Mavericks have been playing really good ball, as we talked about.
Real quick, we like I said, we just did our J. Cole, Kendrick, Drake, Metro comps and all of that. You saying they fall down to like a 7 in the stands. You're saying that we don't trust you right now, is what you're saying?
A little bit with the Clippers, especially with, and we can talk more about it, but especially with what been seeing from Harden recently. I don't trust him. I do trust Kawhi, and so like I need Kawhi to be healthy in order to fully trust the Clippers. But just even with healthy Kawhi, I think my trust in them goes down like 1 spot, like I said, from a 7 to a 6 on the 1 0 to 10 scale, because the Mavericks have been playing really good ball, especially defensively, and with PJ kind of finding his scoring too, and then Gafford has been great for them defensively, and then of course Luka is playing arguably like the MVP this year. Kyrie, of course, like has been exceptional in his own right. So, and they've been able to get contributions from guys like Dante Exum, who I thought was going to be out of the league
Right.
soon, and other guys, Derek Jones Jr. and other guys out of role player spots that have stepped up. And I think they are a pretty solid team. They just need Luka to buy in defensively as a superstar, because
Right.
you can't win in this league when it matters most if your superstars aren't bought in on that end, and that's why I'm worried about Harden and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think we've seen that matchup before too, right? We've seen Luka get the better end of it with the Clippers. So I still give them a slight edge with the healthy Kawhi, but it's close. It's 6 out of 10 for me in terms of my confidence. Yeah.
Confidence level, mine is I'll give him a notch higher. I'll go 7. Just seeing seeing how Russ has gotten back in. I think that helps. And if you add in the other guys,
I think 7 and 2 since he's been back.
Yeah, 7 and 2 since he's back. That clearly was a big piece for them. And we tried to say that might have been a bad thing, but just seeing that he now is back and he's working, if he really was missing piece to get the chemistry clicking and all of that, he is here and fully ready to go. So everybody else has fallen in line. I think they had the pieces to do so properly during this time of the year. So, I say it's about a 7, but not quite the 9 or 10 we had at one point during the season with how well they were playing. So we'll see if they can do anything to elevate a little bit more as this thing goes on. But either way, looking forward to what's going on with the Clippers. Excited for the game tonight and the rest of the regular season, as we do with the Lakers as well. By this time next week, they'll have played the Suns again tonight, as we already have mentioned. The Jazz and the Rockets end their season. How will they fare to end the season heading into the playoffs, Alec?
Yeah, I do think they lose to the Suns tonight. I think they beat the Jazz, and I think they beat the Rockets too, with the Rockets being out of playoff contention. Maybe they fight for pride, but and maybe guys get rested for that game, so that's a possibility for the Clippers resting guys. But I think they can win those last 2, so I'd say 2-1 in those last 3.
Yeah, sounds about right to me. I also had the same thought. I guess I'll say just for the sake of content or whatever, that they win the game tonight as well and go 3-0, and hopefully on the right side of that, and they get the job done, execute as they need to really end the season on a high note, having a potentially, what would that be, a 6-game, 7-game win streak going into the playoffs surely is helpful, even though the spot will be cemented at that 4th spot either way. Looking forward to how they put it all together, and we'll talk more about it once these games are wrapped up as they head into the playoffs and all of that. So, anything other Clippers-wise you wanted to address right now?
Let me just look at the note real quick. Oh, I have this question, and you can answer it too. If the Clippers were to flame out early, what do you imagine the main reason would be?
If the Clippers were to flame out early, it would have to be, again, something health-related. And them playing out early, again, is matchup dependent. It would just mean that Kyrie and Luka went crazy the whole series and that we just couldn't do nothing about it, and it was what it was. So those are the really only 2 options. But we'll talk about that more once it is stamped. But yeah, I think those would be the 2 main things that could cause it, if anything. So you had a thought on that as well?
Yeah, I mean, injuries, of course, that's always something that rears its ugly head with the Clippers.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm really pointing at Harden, just because we know his history. We've felt more comfortable with him playing alongside these guys in PG and Kawhi, and so that he could slot into that 3rd spot and not have as much scoring pressure. But he is the primary ball handler. Like, the ball is in his hands. He's making a lot of the decisions for this offense. He's claimed to be the system. We can't have those high-low moments for him in series. Like, we need him to be a consistent contributing factor, and we need him to be huge on that defensive end. Maybe he's not a stopper, but we need him to not be getting beat constantly.
Hands up.
Exactly. And so I think if they were to flame out early, I think you're getting those. He had like a 1-for-7 game the other night. I think you're getting one of those games where he's not being aggressive offensively, and then he's also getting blown by on defense. And so I'm a little bit concerned about that because, as I've mentioned, like, we've heard him have comments recently like guys didn't fully know their roles at this point in the season. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you've clearly been the primary ball handler, and now you're kind of putting it on your coach that the team has been struggling. Like, this isn't the time to be doing that. and I think that's kind of something that he can revert to at times. So
Yep.
I'm hopeful that healthy Kawhi, healthy Russ, those guys, the silent leader and the vocal leader, are going to be big for them come playoff time, and that they'll figure things out. And Ty Lue will figure out how to lead this ship. But I think he would probably be the main culprit for me if they do flame out.
Yeah. Hopefully we're wrong in that. He executes as need be. But like I said, we'll talk about it fully, more in depth once these spots are all locked in and once the regular season is wrapped up. So yeah, fun thing for you guys for now. We'll have more on the way surely as things play out. But follow us on Let's Report. Keep up with all the conversations as they go on. So good stuff with the Clippers right now. Continue to show love to everything going on. Excited for what's going on in the NBA. Excited to get into the playoffs and all of that. Going on from there, excited for WNBA, I will note as well, and what's going on with them. The draft's coming up shortly, and the talk of the town already, both the town in LA and then just the town of the NBA, the sports world, is Caitlin Clark, and she's moving the needle heavily already. Yeah. They are already reporting that with her being already locked in essentially as the top pick going to the Indiana Fever, that she will be, the Indiana Fever will now be getting 36 of 40 games nationally televised, which is crazy. What I think last year they only had maybe 2, I believe it was, if I read that correctly.
Something crazy like that, yeah.
It's something really low. So just seeing what she's doing, want to continue to give her praise. What are your thoughts on, or just do you really think that Caitlin will either translate her game to the pros as dominant as she was in college too?
Yeah, I don't think she'll be a 30-point per game scorer immediately. She might get to that, though. She's extremely talented, and I think her game will translate because shooting translates, and she can shoot the ball. She can shoot the hell out of the ball, and we know that. So I think she's definitely going to be huge impact, of course, on the floor and then beyond it, as you talked about. Like 90% of their games are going to be nationally televised.
Yep.
That's huge for the WNBA and Indiana Fever, taking advantage of this opportunity to really shine a light on the women's game and expand it. And I think it's great. It's smart business for them to do so, with Caitlin bringing the star power and the notoriety that she does from the college game and to the W. And I think along with her, the other lottery pick stars that we've talked about from the college game are going to be huge ambassadors for the game as well too, and I think she's a great one for that. And yeah, I think it's well deserved. Maybe I think I joked in the group that veterans might be looking a little side eye at it.
Yeah,
like
already talked about Dan Taurasi about to let her have it. So
right,
yeah, a few side eyes, but they'll be appreciated in the long run.
Exactly. I think it's for the betterment of the game and for the league, and I think it's betterment of the competition too, because those veterans are going to be looking like we're still here, like we can hoop too. So yeah, I think this is great for the W.
Yeah, on the court competition will remain. Off the court things will improve. Those same veterans have for a while been saying how poor compared to the NBA, the treatment of these WNBA players have been. Now they want more of the amenities that NBA players and just other teams across college sports or across sports in general are attributed. And so getting stars in the building that will get more eyes, and now you're having all these broadcasted games and things can open up the doors for new TV deals and things, which improve contracts and lead to continued expansion of the sport, which is much deserved, which has been deserved by them for some time now. So yeah, we'd love to see what Caitlin is doing, how she is helping bring more eyes to the game, and excited to see how it continues. Yeah, I think as you said, lastly, I don't fully know if it will translate because doing the 30 ball and the triple doubles and all she was doing every game, I go back to I watched a couple of games ago during her run. She had like 15 and 8 in the first quarter or something like the first half and all of that, and went on to have 41 as she's had a couple of times or whatever the case may have been. She has some really impressive games, both just in halves, she already takes over games, and full games we know what to do on her way to the national championship game as she got to. So yeah, if she is able to have even somewhat of that same performance in the WNBA, it surely will be fun to watch, and we'll definitely be tuned in when she faces off against our LA Sparks a few times each year. So yeah, looking forward to it.
I think if the Fever are smart and if the WNBA is smart, they'll tell the Fever like she needs to have the greenest of lights.
Yeah.
As well too. So like don't put the rookie handcuffs on her. Like
Yep.
let her unload the clip for sure. So
Yeah. So very excited for it, and looking forward to all that she's going to bring to the game. Like I said, we'll be tuned in. Excited to see our LA Sparks beat her a couple of times whenever we face off during the season. So just something I wanted to mention on that front. From there, other topics of note. Do you want to talk about a little bit about your Dodgers right now?
Yes, sir. Dodgers tank on right now. Yeah. Let's do it.
Give me something. I haven't got a chance to tune in so far, but how you feeling about the squad at the start of the season right now?
Yeah, it's been a solid start to the season. I think they're the first team to 10 wins, but like people were like, I mean, they played like 2 games overseas as well too, so they had a head start on the rest of the league.
Yeah.
But they've been off to a good start. I think they're sitting at 10-5 right now. They
Correct.
lost the game, unfortunately, to the Twins today, 3-2. But overall, like the Stars have gotten off to pretty hot starts. We talked about Mookie and the blazing hot start that he got off to. We talked about how Ohtani hadn't quite found his power yet, and he's hit like 3 home runs since then. I think he hit one that night when we were talking about it. So he's started to find the power stroke, which has been great. Freddie's been solid. Will Smith's been solid. But unfortunately, like some of the guys down the lineup, where we said this lineup is kind of dangerous from top to bottom. The bottom hasn't quite been holding up its end of the bargain. Chris Taylor's been like 1 for 27 in his 27 at bats, so it's not ideal with 14 strikeouts. So him finding his rhythm, and Gavin Lux as well. I think he's hitting like below 200 at like 175 or something. So those guys haven't quite found their rhythm at the plate. And that's something I want to talk about briefly. And then the pitching side has been a little up and down, but the guys that we like expect to be at the top of our rotation have been performing. So like Yamamoto had the good debut at Dodger Stadium and had a decent showing last showing. And then Tyler Glasnow has been great, and it threw 14 strikeouts in his last appearance yesterday. So it's been great to see him throwing like the ace we brought him in to be. And Walker Buehler, I believe, is on the mend. I think he threw 6 strikeouts in his rehab start in AAA the other day in Oklahoma City. So he's on the brink of coming back to this rotation, which is going to be huge for the pitching staff. So, yeah, I think as you see right here in the NL West, they're clearly cream of the crop. NL West has been struggling a bit beyond the Dodgers, but they're clearly one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league right now.
Got it. Love to see that. I said I was going to tune in more this season. I caught a couple of games early on. Wanted to see how Ohtani would look early on. I wanted to catch Mookie as he's on the run that you said he's already been on. So I caught a little bit, but haven't been able to jump into things as much as I would like to. So I'll have more rebuttal, I guess, to say and all of that as the season plays out. But for now, like what I see so far, glad they're at the top of the division. Hope things continue to go on and whether they do. And we'll have more to say, like I mentioned, as the season plays out. Something else of note, beyond the diamond, there was some more news about Ohtani and his interpreter that you want to address. Did something, a decision was made recently, you said?
So I believe the news that was kind of being reported today was that his interpreter is in negotiations to plead guilty. So I guess that would like speed up the process in terms of not having to have what trial or whatever in terms of this situation. Right. So just pleading guilty hopefully would be able to kind of put this behind us for Ohtani and for the Dodgers, so that we can focus on keeping the main thing, and that is baseball. And it seems like they've been doing a decent job of kind of focusing on baseball, and Ohtani has put forth some really solid performances at the plate. So I don't think it's been too much of an issue, but it'll be nice to have it fully in the rear view mirror and just be able to focus on baseball, because that's what we're here for. That's what we're paying him for. So.
Lucky, the main thing. Started off with an interesting start with all this stuff breaking as it was, but we're getting closer to being able to just focus on baseball and what Ohtani is doing on the diamond. So, hope it all works out. crazy start of his Dodger career, but glad that things are going to smooth out and we can go on peacefully with our season in his career. So yeah, we'll tune into it all, and just excited for what's going to be going on, continuing with Dodgers baseball. So that's all I got. Anything else you want to add to that? Or are you good?
No, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna get to a Dodger game next month. So get to see the boys in blue in person. It'll be nice to see, especially Ohtani, because I don't think I saw him like once at Angel Stadium before, but that's not the same, right? Like,
yeah, no, it's not. It's not the same. So guys see him in that Dodger blue for sure, and I'll try to get out there and see him when I can as well. And we'll be tuned into it all, and surely has some reports about it. You guys saw a couple weeks ago we had our guy Noel on the pod, who has been covering Dodgers a whole lot and was at their opening day, or not opening day. He was at some of their spring training events and all that as well, fan fest and things. So we'll have him come back on as well to give more insight on what's going on with our Dodgers here. But that is it for right now. For those watching this part, again, make sure you are tuned in to LA Sports Report on all platforms. Those watching on YouTube, subscribe to the show. We definitely appreciate it. And we'll see you guys again with more content each week, talking about all the LA sports that we love. So good stuff with that. Going on from there, any other things of note you wanted to address right now, or are we good right now?
I think we're good.
Sure. So quick episode today. We're right on time for the Suns Clippers game that's about to go underway. We can go. I'll go over there and watch that. I hope that plays out well. Before we do that, as we always do, let's pull up these grids and hopefully we end on a high note and get these done as we like.
Some, connections and I call games. Is that what we
do? Yep.
All right.
Hopefully we get a good grid today too. We skipped the grid the other day because it was like Najee Marshall.
We're not
Get that
out of my face, man.
Doing this. This might be a fun one. So the grid today is Rookie of the Month. The Bucks, the Spurs played in the 2010s, 15 points per game, and 1,000 rebounds in their career. I think we can do that. So we'll keep that in the tuck. The connections, though, we'll start straight off with the connections. Dang, all these ads, get out of the way. Elon, please. Skip all that. Okay. So there you go. So the grid for the day: Bill Walton, Udonis Haslem, KG, Richard Hamilton, J. Kidd, LeBron, Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Carmelo, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Dwayne Wade, Gary Payton II, Metal Core, Mike Conley, and James Harden. So where do you see any connections in here?
Okay, I think I see 3 lefties. Is there a 4th? Yeah, there's 4. So Tayshaun, Gary Payton, Conley, and Harden.
Gary Payton II?
Yeah.
Wait, I'll submit.
Give up?
No.
Oh, so that's not one though. Okay.
No. Warrior. His dad played in the league.
Yeah, I thought of like
that. Didn't Conley's dad play in the league?
I don't know. Like Bill Walton's son did, obviously.
Didn't LeBron? No.
No.
Sorry.
Come on, man. Oh my god.
All right. So Bill had his son play. I
don't think
Conley, Gary. Yeah, no, that's not it. All right.
Mehmet Okur. It's been a minute since I've seen that name.
Yep.
That's like that's like a 2000s guy, or so maybe it was something between like Okur, Ben Wallace, Garnett,
Kidd, Garnett, something like that.
Maybe. I don't know what that connection would be with those 4.
Nope. But. Something like Tayshaun, Ben, Richard Hamilton. They were all on that Pistons squad.
They were all on the Pistons squad.
Low key was not T-Mac. Or T-Mac, was he on the Pistons at one quick second? Not with that during that team, but he was on the Pistons.
You know what? Well, I see 3 of the 2003 guys, right? Because that's like LeBron and Melo and Wade, right?
LeBron, Melo. Was Haslem in that same draft?
No, he probably would be before it, right? I don't know.
I was asking.
Who else was around that year? Kids before, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Rip was already there.
I'm gonna just do what did I just say? Who's the last one?
I don't know who you said as the last one.
I
Conley? Would Conley be that far back? He was a little bit after, I think.
think it was a little bit after.
Yeah.
Richard Hamilton was before that.
You said Haslam.
Haslam, that's what I said.
I don't remember just because he's been old for so long.
Yeah, nope. Okay. And it wasn't Wnba either. Dang. KG, J
Is
Kid,
there guys that came out of high school? Is there enough of those?
KG, LeBron.
Is there anyone else that came straight?
Ben Wallace, maybe. And then I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I doubt Haslam. It's one away though.
Okay. So Richard Hamilton went to college. He went to UConn or something like that.
Yeah, he went to UConn.
Okay.
Where did
another thing is these guys are bigs. So could this be instead of LeBron, Metal Kerr? Nope. Okay. So LeBron's in it and it's one away. So one of these other guys is not in it. LeBron, Ben Wallace, KG.
Where did T-Mac go to college?
I
don't remember.
Okay.
So Haslam's in it, right?
Yeah, so Haslam's in it. I'm gonna just guess.
That's
okay.
So is Garnett not in it?
So instead of Garnett, it's Ben. No. What? That doesn't make sense.
Or is Haslam not in it? I think that's the only one that we didn't change either. Already guessed that.
Oh, is LeBron not in it? What?
No.
Okay, so LeBron's in it.
LeBron, Haslam, and Garnett, I think, are in it.
LeBron, Haslam, and Garnett.
But I don't know what the fourth would be in that. Is that is there 20 plus seasons or something, or an amount of seasons played?
20. If that's the case, then Vince.
Maybe Vince. Close one away.
What is going on here?
Maybe Vince, not Garnett. Is there someone else that played longer than Garnett?
Okay, it was one away with this. Okay, now it's not one away. What is happening? Oh my god, I hate this. Okay.
Carmelo? Try Carmelo with Haslam, LeBron, and Vince Carter.
No, it's not one away either. Bruh, what is
we gotta. You want to drop a hint?
Yes, we're sitting here too long. And watch it not even be the one we're trying to do right now. We'll do a big hint for gold. NBA Live cover athletes, 2004 to 2007. That's a good one.
I know T-Mac was on one.
Okay. T-Mac.
Dwayne Wade, he's on 06.
Okay.
Who else is on Live? Is Tayshaun on one of those?
I thought Ben was on one, wasn't
Ben, I think. Well, yeah. He's definitely on a cover of something. I don't remember if it was Live or 2K. Yeah.
From 04
Who else would have been? Is KG on a Live?
And it might be that. Okay, no.
Okay. So definitely T-Mac and Wade, because that's 06 and 07. I know for sure for NBA Live.
Yeah. Maybe Melo did get one. And then maybe it's LeBron. I don't think LeBron was on there, though.
I don't remember I'm on Live. You could try it.
No, I think it was Vince. There we go. Okay, that one. Now, from there, we had 3 that were right. It was set one away. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's still that same kind of grouping with LeBron, Haslam. So that's not it. Well, Timberwolves for a second. Timberwolves. J. Kidd didn't play for Timberwolves.
I don't think I see another Wolf.
Did Matt O'Kerr play for Timberwolves at some point?
He was just Grizzlies,
Nope.
right?
Grizzlies. Okay. So that wasn't it. Dang. All right, I'm doing no hint. We can't be sitting here all day.
I was shocked the lefty one wasn't it because there's 4 lefties here.
10 seasons with one team.
Okay, well yeah, that kind of goes with the LeBron,
Aslam.
Well, has LeBron done 10 with the team?
The Cavs. They didn't say consecutive, but 10 with the Cavs. 03 to 20. What was that? 12 or whatever that was.
03 to like 2010.
2010.
7 years, and then 2016 to 2018. I think he did exactly 10.
Okay. Mike Conley did 10 with the Grizzlies, didn't he? Before going
probably, yeah.
And then Tayshaun?
No, I don't think he did 10. Did he?
With the Pistons? Was he there for forever?
He was there for a while.
Okay. We're one away.
I think. How long was KG in Minnesota? When was he drafted? Because he went to Boston in 08.
He was that the year?
Was he like around Kobe's time?
I was gonna say, is that the same draft? No, that was.
Yeah, so I would go KG instead of Tayshaun.
Instead of Tayshaun. Oh. Okay. Bang. Yeah. 10 years, one team. All right. Can we try to get this without getting a hint first?
Bill Walton. How does he factor in?
Bill Walton.
Maybe a statistical thing.
Bill Walton.
Or like, was he a defensive like player of the year type thing? Like Bill Walton, Ben Wallace, Jason Kidd, and I don't know, like Tayshaun or something like that. Not close. Okay.
No. I was gonna do bigs. Okay. Bill Walton. Ben. What am I saying? Bill Walton, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, Manuel Core. One is off.
I feel like there's like a blocks or rebounds thing, maybe.
Gary Payton got rebounds a little bit quietly. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. Nope. All right. Hint. Big hint, small hint.
Small hint.
Small hint. Okay. Harden, Kidd.
Okay.
Gary Payton. Oh no, because we already tried this and it didn't work.
Harden, Kidd.
I think. Yeah, no.
Harden and Kidd are a part of it.
2004 Detroit Pistons. I thought we tried that already. Wallace.
I guess O'Kerr was a part of it.
Excuse me. I guess he was. Bang.
I didn't remember O'Kerr on the Pistons.
Yeah, neither did I. So with that,
what is this category?
Bill Walton, Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, and James Harden.
Is it like steals? I find it hard to believe Harden like got a lot of steals or something.
Is there low key like a California thing going on here?
I don't know where Kidd's from.
I thought he was from out here. Didn't he go like Santa Clara or something like that? Or no, that was Nash.
That's Nash, yeah.
Whatever. Ain't like a time for all that. Pac-12. I was on the right track, so yeah. I'll take it. So that was it for that. Going back to the grid for the day. Oh, actually, wait. Where's
I call game?
Yeah, where's that? I call game. Okay, there it is. All right. So, is this the Dame shot? Portland up 3-1.
Portland up 3-1. I think so.
Because they ain't go 7 that series, right?
No. Definitely not. And it ended on Portland's floor, too. So
yeah. No. So, home is the Blazers. Away is the Thunder. Bang. The year is 20.
Ooh, I remember because I was sitting at my desk at college. This is
18.
20. Hold up.
18 or 19 is my guess.
So this is like April because it's the
playoffs. Yeah, first round.
I think it's 2019 actually. April 2019.
Bang. Yeah. April 23rd, 2019. Yep. How is it?
That was the that wasn't the exact same game. I think it was the the shot that Kawhi made where it like bounced around the hoop and went in.
Same year.
It was I think same year, but that same game was going on like while Game of Thrones was like going on. Oh. And I was watching that game. Yeah.
All right. So the coaches. Is this a Stotts? Not Stotts. What's his name?
Oh yeah, that might be Terry Stotts.
Home team Stotts. Funny name. And then was that Billy Donovan still? That's all I think of coaches wise over there.
Would Scott Brooks still be there before? I know he went to the like Wizards too.
Yeah, for the Thunder, right?
Yeah, but let's see, 2019. I feel like Donovan would have been at the Bulls by that time already. Right?
All right, so Scott.
We'll try it. No. Let's try Donovan, then you might be
right. Damn, allergies are kicking my ass.
You're right, Donovan.
Oh, okay. Billy Donovan was right. All right, cool. Players, let's go back. There's a lot in this first picture.
Of course, CJ and
Paul.
Playoff P.
Playoff P.
This was Playoff P at this point.
Stephon Adams.
Steven Adams.
Was that the last Roberson year?
I think so. I think he was there.
Nope.
Guess he didn't play though.
Who's this?
Can't really tell.
Is that Jeremy Grant over there? Yep.
Russ, of course.
Russ, of course. Pardon me, sir. That's Schroeder right there. Schroeder. How do you spell this name? Schroeder. There you go.
Yes.
Schroeder. Say again.
I just couldn't remember if he was on this team.
The Melo year too, right?
No.
No.
That's Cantor.
Enos Freedom.
Oh yeah, Freedom.
Damian Lillard.
Would like Myers Leonard be on this Blazers team?
I think he's on one of these squads. Load for me. What's going on here? Myers, there we go.
There he is. 2012 to 2022.
It's not loading. Not lagging?
Yeah. Well, it looks like the screen is. You're not.
Oh. All right. I don't know what just happened. Try it again. Myers. There we go.
That dude got it. I don't think he made it back to the league after that.
Nope.
Who else? It's on the Blazers. Anthony Simons. I don't know if he got in the game though. Looks like he's got warm-ups on.
All right. Nope.
Yeah. Zach Collins. I hate that dude so much. Anytime I see him face, it makes me mad. Yeah.
Zach Collins. Is that Scal Labissiere?
Maybe. I don't know if he played.
Play, I guess.
Of course you would put him.
What? Of course.
That's your king's name.
Oh, whatever. All right. We 11, so let's get one more from one of these teams.
Let's see. Who else?
Call it a day. Reed out here.
Was Nick Collison still around? He probably was already retired. Yeah, 2017. He was out of there.
Yeah.
Who else was on Thunder teams? Was
Serge has been gone from there.
Yeah.
Schroeder and
2019
Was oh my God, was Alan Crabb on this
On the Blazers? Yes,
God,
but he didn't play.
that was a grab too. I was like, oh, I got one.
Got one. Is that who's that in the headband for the Blazers over there?
Where?
Over here, you see?
Oh, him?
The headband on the floor?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Was Rodney Hood over here?
Oh, maybe on the Blazers.
Rodney Hood, dang. All right, I'm taking the 11.
Right.
Alfred Aminu, Seth Curry, Mo Harkless, Evan Turner.
Oh, that's probably Mo Harkless.
Terrence Ferguson, Ramon Felton.
Terrence Ferguson. That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Man.
He was supposed to be special.
He was man.
That's tough.
Can only dream. Can only dream. Markieff Morris. All right, yeah, whatever. We know who the last shot is though. Oh, top scorer. I think it still was Dame though, right?
That's the safe bet.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Bang. 50%. Whatever.
Damn. People did well on that one. We didn't.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever.
You want to hit that last connections?
Yeah. I'm pulling it up right now.
I think we got it last time, right? Or did we we went away?
We're starting to figure it out. P. Chest Brown.
Think like a white man.
P. Chest Brown, Grounds, Hazelhead, Green Fiction, Lawn Chair, Coco Director, Chief Dogs Field, and Unchained. Field, Unchained, Lawn.
Oh man.
Brown.
Relax.
Hey, they put it there, not me. You never know. Think like them. Hazel
and Brown. Yeah.
Coco. And green.
Hazel, brown, green. Like those are all like eye colors.
P colored.
Is that that's the only other one that kind of works for like potentially meaning a color.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Brown, green. You can try it. Might as well.
I got 4 guesses.
What? Create 4 groups of 4. Okay. So nope, not that. It didn't say one away or anything.
That's what I was trying to see. No, it didn't. All right.
Fiction.
Field, lawn, grounds, and green. Types of. You get what I'm going with here?
Yeah.
I can't quite explain it, but it makes sense.
I get where you're going.
I'm gonna try it.
Go for it. We'll have to be more selective if it doesn't work. Here we go.
Yeah. I got the. I can think like them a little bit. All right. Cocoa. Can be hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa. Hot dogs. What else?
Hot dogs. Hot head.
Hot head.
Doesn't quite go with the food thing, but hot.
Nothing else really works with hot.
Yeah. Hot pea. I don't know. P, the word not P, but P. P-A. I'm trying. What you want me to do?
When has anyone ever referred to one P?
I don't know, man.
Hot P?
Hot chair. What you want me to say? It's all we got. Those are the options. I'm just playing the game. Come on, man. Fiction.
Fiction really don't seem to go with anything other
Director. Oh wait. Director, chief,
head,
and chair. Like the chair on like a board. You know what I'm trying to say?
Okay. I'm not mad at it. We got 3 guesses left.
There
we go. I wasn't thinking chair like that, so there we go.
Okay, so then we got so brown, Brown Dogs Unchained. It's an option. Technically, it's on the board. I should probably take this part off of the screen. I'm gonna take this part off. This is solely 6000 exclusive part of the show.
All right, so yeah, the hot thing doesn't work because head already got used.
Chest. Oh wait. Okay. Like a treasure chest or a chest of.
Okay, nut maybe like coconut, peanut, chestnut,
peanut,
hazelnut.
hazelnut.
There we go.
And then Brown Dogs Unchained. What I say? What I say?
No, what's the connection here? What's the connection here?
Fiction. I called it. I said the second word.
Oh, Tarantino movies. Okay.
I was onto something.
I mean, anytime I saw Unchained, I was thinking Django, but I didn't think about how the other one's connected.
Brown Dogs Unchained for the win.
Oh my
God. All right. That'll be it for the show. Y'all go enjoy the Sun Clippers game tonight. We'll be back with more LA sports talk for you guys at the end of the week. We'll have our J.Cole, Kendrick, Drake comps posted on social media at some point. We'll clean that up for you guys and post it online. Love to see the reaction to it. And a lot of good stuff coming to you guys each week. We show you guys blowing up the Angel Reese video we just did. Continue to show love to that for those that are tuning on YouTube. And yeah, we'll see you guys again maybe this weekend, but for sure next week. And thank you all for the love. And yeah, that's all I got. Alec, you good?
I'll save it.
Right. No, go ahead. No. You can't. No teasers. Say what you think.
I was just gonna say because I saw words before nut. I was just saying I'm about to. But
oh my God, no, we're done. See y'all later, man. Jesus Christ.